for the game, it's embarrassing for the umpires, and actually it's embarrassing for the players, that somebody wants, nobody's perfect. Whatever job you're in this room, everybody has a flaw, everybody's gonna make a mistake. Umpires make mistakes, although we don't admit it, but, you know, and so when I tell you that bad stuff is coming, they call it a robot strike zone. And I know you're baseball fans because you wouldn't be at the banquet if you weren't. And to think that they're going this way, and I put 50-some years on the field, and I think of all the different pitches you call them, and what they liked and what they didn't like, and the ejections. Now when you go to a ball game, it's almost like when I was a kid, I went to the stock car races, the quarter milers. You went because it was exciting. They hit the wall, they banged each other around the turns and this and that and everything else. Well, baseball used to argue. People like you fans screaming. Now you got to look at a replay on a board, and that's the way that it is. When you holler at, what do you holler at? The machine? Baseball's making a big mistake. You lose your fans, you lose everything. And the thing about sports is the excitement of going to a game, and the kids and they got their popcorn and they're hollering at the umpire and everything. Hollering at the umpire never bothered me. Some people did, but hollering at me and my partners and whatever, that's all part what you pay the $10 or $50 or whatever you're paying for tickets. That's all part of the job. And I'm sorry that they're taking that out of there. They're looking to take it out. The ejections are way down. And maybe for the ladies here, but I'll talk to them, but the guys can pick up on it too. Ejections, why does a guy get ejected? Well, he questions my ancestry or something like that. That was before they had all these replays and they don't argue anymore, hardly. Well, I had a friend, Jack Buck. He came in the dressing room all the time, and he was a really good friend. Jack passed on almost 20 years ago. He was a terrific guy and a great sports announcer. And I had a game in St. Louis one afternoon, towards the end of my career. Whitey Herzog was the manager. And some managers you get along with. I got along good with Whitey Herzog. Terrific guy. A competitor, but we just hit it off good. And I had to play, it was about 145 on the AstroTurf in St. Louis on a game at 12:30. And about the second or third pitch into the game, I hear, "Where was that pitch?" And I just kind of peeked over. It sounded like Whitey, but that couldn't be Whitey because we get along. Next pitch came in. "That's right. Where the hell was that pitch?" Now I look over and next pitch comes in. "Wake up. Open your eyes." Time. I said, "Wait, are you talking to me? This is the first inning." He said, "That's right, I'm talking to you." I said, "I'll see you." And he's gone. We're 4 pitches into the game. So, after the game, Jack Buck came in. He had a distinctive voice. I used to tease him about it. And he said, "That was awfully quick." I said, "What the hell is wrong with him?" He said, "Let me tell you what's going on. They have an off day tomorrow." He had a buddy waiting outside in a car. They're going bass fishing in Kansas City. And he knew I'd run his ass. So he got to go fishing, and I was, you know, I bit for it. But, and Jack Buck became one of my best friends in my life because he was just a terrific human being, and he took me to so many places. He'd come in on a Friday night in a different city where I was in, might be in New York, and we had an afternoon game the next day, and he'd say, "And what are you doing tomorrow night?" I said, "You know, how about dinner?" I'd go to dinner with him, and he'd take me to some nice places, and I really enjoyed him. We really had a lot of fun. He had a great sense of humor. We're in St. Louis at his golf club. We played a lot of golf with him at Algonquin Golf Club. And at that time, I could really hit the ball. And on a par 5 on the 3rd hole, I hit a drive, and we get to my ball, and there's 4 guys on the green. Buck had dry humor, and he could set you up really good. And Buck said, "And what are you waiting for?" I said, "Jack, they're on the green." He said, "You can't hit it that far." So I hit. And when you know I caught it right, hit in front of the green, rolled through these guys that are putting. And they all look back. For golfers here, you know what that means. But it's his golf course, so he knows everybody there. And he said, "We better go up and apologize." So we get in the cart, we leave our other partners back, and we drive up to the green, and Jack said, "I'm awfully sorry, but I'm playing with a stupid umpire, and he doesn't know anybody." So we didn't even have fun doing that. And in the minor leagues, I grew up, I told you I had 13 years in the minor leagues. It's really bad. You bought one hot dog, maybe for lunch or for dinner, and you had to load it up with everything they had with relish and onions and everything else, because you couldn't afford to buy the second hot dog. That's how poor you were in the minor leagues. Well, I was in Little Rock, and on opening day, I had gained a little weight from the previous year, and when I put my pants on to go out for the game in Little Rock, Arkansas on opening day, my pants were tight. They were pretty tight. And when I bent down in the first inning, I split my pants. Well, I didn't have another pair. I mean, you don't have extra clothes as a minor league umpire. And so I had to work like that the whole game. And the next morning, I went down to get the newspaper. That was opening day, remember? And I get the Little Rock Gazette or whatever they call it. There's a picture of my rear end on the front page with a headline, "Official Opening." Yeah. Doug Gonring, how did I get here? Doug Gonring, a couple years ago, was looking for, he said, would you? Yeah, I could come out. So we talked and this and that and everything else, and he seemed like a decent guy, and I invited him to go pheasant hunting in Cascade, Wisconsin. I belong to a club out there, and terrific amount of birds. And I had a dog that was a great bird dog and everything. So Doug comes along, he wants to hunt. I got him a coat, he didn't know how to hunt. I mean, the guy's not, I don't know what he does in your club, but he's not that swift. And I picked him up out here somewhere, and we went to Cascade. And being as exciting as he was, he fell asleep in the car going to Cascade. It's about 40, 50 miles. When we get there, I leave him in the car, and I go up to the door to tell Norm Woolman, who's the guy that lets me hunt there, that I was there to hunt. He said, "Boy, you're going to have great hunting, a lot of birds." And he said, I need you to do me a favor. And I said, what's that? And he said, I've got an animal in the barn, a goat, that's been sick. And he said, I can't put it to sleep. And he said, if you go in the barn, doesn't mean anything to you, would you shoot the goat? I said, you gotta be kidding. He said, hey, I'm way out here. I have no other way to handle it. I'd appreciate it if you go in there. So I go back to the car. Gonring's still sleeping. Knocked on the window, wake him up. I said, Gon, I said, you won't believe it. We came all this way for nothing. The guy's not going to let us hunt here this year. He said, you got to be kidding. I get up at 5:30 in the morning now. I said, we'll take care of it. I'll go in the barn and I'll shoot one of his animals. He doesn't know what we talked about. So I go to the barn. I got the shotgun. Walk in where the guy told me where the goat was. Gonring stays in the car, and there the goat is. I plugged the goat, and he really was sick. And I come back out of the barn, I hear two more shots. Just Gonring and I are here. I said, Gon, what's going on? Hey, Bruce, and I got two of his cows, too. The Brewers this year, it was an exciting year last year. I mean, what, 96 wins, would that be? I think that we were right there.
Yep.
The over and under this year is 86. That's what comes out of Vegas. It's going to be tough to repeat what they did last year. It was a crazy year with all the pitching and how Council managed that staff and everything. And Council's a good manager. He's a good baseball guy. But I'm a fan now. I'm not an umpire anymore, and I kind of like to see the Brewers do good. I hope they do good. The Packers, I don't think Murphy knows if he's on a roller coaster or if he's on a football team, because he's spending money in different places. I don't like the way they're running the Packers. They got all the money in the world, and you know what? You get an offensive lineman, you get a wide receiver, and you fix the team up instead of crying about it and saying, we don't know if we can do this. I think they got the wrong guy in there. I hope Guttenkiss can do it on his own. I know he's got to get permission from guys like Murphy and that, but I'm worried about the Packers and the direction they're going. The Bucks are another story. With that giant that they have and the different players around them, they're a team to be reckoned with. And I say it here tonight, they could win it all this year. I don't know that they will, because that team out west is pretty good. But the Bucks, they got decent management, they got a lot of money, and they're putting it in the right place. And I'd like to be the big Giants agent the next time around when he signs. I'll tell you what, 10% of a lot of million is a lot of dollars. This year, or last year when I was in New York, we're on the street a lot. Hotels, cabs, airports, all we do is travel, besides umpire. Well, we're on the street in New York, walking by the Stage Deli, and one of the ladies of the street came by us. And, we're not shy. We said, what's up? She says, for $50, for $300, I'll do anything. And I said, paint my house. That was the end of the discussion.